Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm back with another update coming out from the war between Russia and Ukraine, and I've got lots of news I want to share with all of you today. So today's date is January 10th, 2025, and it's Friday. So hope you're all getting ready for your weekend. Hope you enjoy your day today. Go out, spend some time with friends and family. Just kind of relax over these next few days. So let's go ahead and jump into the news, guys. So much happening with this war that I want to report. Major attacks inside of Russia last night. Lots of factories being targeted and destroyed. And this is probably going to be the most attacks I've ever reported in one single update. So bear with me as we have a lot of information to go over today. Take a look at here on your screen. Factories on fire as Ukraine launches massive drone attack in Russia. In the Rostov and Leningrad regions, camouflage military facilities were attacked. Russia passes off military plants as ordinary ones, trying to hide their real production. But everything is known. According to Andriy Kovalenko, he is the head for the Center of Countering Disinformation in Ukraine. This was reported by him today as we had lots of attacks being reported. I'm going to go over all these attacks real quick before we jump into the news and hop into an article that I have pulled up for you guys talking about these attacks. Then we've got numerous videos and information over on X from independent sources I can share with you. So we're going to start off here and talk about a brick plant that was attacked in Chalter. Okay, in the Rostov region, there was an ammo depot and a drone warehouse in that area, and I believe the brick plant could have been used to store ammo and drones, and this is maybe why it was struck, because we know a brick plant was attacked in the village of Chalter in the Rostov region just last night. Also in the Rostov region, we had another facility called Plast Factor. This was near the village of Krim, and they produce PVC flooring, supposedly. But again, Ukraine is claiming that all these facilities are being used for military purposes, which is why they're being targeted. Also have another facility called Ingria Tech, and this is an acetone producer in Gatchina in the Leningrad region, very close to St. Petersburg. I believe this is a picture of that facility, and probably one of the biggest fires out of all these attacks that we have to report. This thing definitely blew up in flames and was a massive attack. We also have two other attacks that were reported. A drone attack on a permanent deployment point of the 238th Artillery Brigade in Koranyovsk, if I'm pronouncing that right, in the Krasnodar region of Russia. This is in southwestern Russia. Also another command post that looks like was attacked, okay, the 238th Artillery Brigade. We also have reports of a precision strike on the command post of Russia's 3rd Army Corps in the occupied city of Svitlodarsk. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right too. I think it's Svitlodarsk in the Donetsk region. Okay, so much reports, guys. We're going to go over all this information. I just have so much to dive into. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let me start sharing all these details. So this is from Ukrinform, okay? It says Ukraine's defense forces hit ammo depot in Russia's Rostov region, according to source. This is coming out today, January 10th, 2025. Early on January 10th, the Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, together with the Ukrainian Navy, using drones and the Neptune missile, struck an ammunition and drone storage facility near the village of Chalter in Russia's Rostov region. This was reported to Ukrinform by sources in the SBU. The SBU, together with the Ukrainian Navy, hit a crucial target, a warehouse of reconnaissance drones that correct enemy strikes on Ukrainian cities and the front line. Now there will be fewer of these Russian birds, which are drones in the sky. Operations against military targets in the enemy rear will continue, reported an informed source in the SBU. It also states here, according to the source, first the security services drones overloaded the Russian air defense. Then the Neptune missile arrived at the target. The interlocutor also noted that the Russians spent the entire night complaining on social media about the sounds of drones, the operation of Russian air defense systems, and writing about a strong explosion from the missile. Later, they discussed multiple explosions near Chalter, indicating secondary detonation of munitions. Okay, so this information is talking about Chalter, that brick plant that was attacked, and also we have this ammunition and warehouse of drones that was destroyed also. Okay, so drones were attacking at first that overloaded air defense systems. Soon after, Neptune missiles came in, completely destroying the target. As previously reported by Ukrinform, camouflage military objects in Rostov and Leningrad regions of the aggressor state Russia were attacked. Media reported that after the nighttime drone attack, a fire broke out in an industrial zone in Gachina, Leningrad region, where an acetone production plant caught fire. A large fire also occurred at the Plast Factor plant in Rostov region. So as you can see, guys, lots of attacks being reported all over Russia last night. Now we're going to hop on over to X, and I have tons of videos to show you guys, okay? So let's start off here with Bliskovka. We're going to start off talking about this ammunition storage and reconnaissance drone warehouse that was struck in the Rostov region, okay? So from Bliskovka, Defense Forces hit ammunition storage and reconnaissance drones in Rostov region, according to media. First, SSU drones overloaded Russian air defense, and then the facility was attacked with the Neptune missile. So we have this video here. There's no sound in this video, unfortunately, so I just went ahead and muted it. But we can see major fire from this drone and ammunition warehouse. And we're going to see another video here coming up in just a second. We'll move a little bit forward right here. We're going to see a major attack right over here. So there was somebody's security camera that was recording this footage as well as this facility took a direct hit. I'm assuming this was either from that drone or maybe the Neptune missile that struck it after, but we do know it was hit with multiple munitions, okay? Drones in the very beginning, soon after was Neptune missiles, okay? So the rest of this video, it's very long, but the rest just kind of showing this thing smoking, so we're not going to watch the whole thing. But definitely a major hit here on an ammunition storage and reconnaissance drone warehouse in the Rostov region. Here's another video also from War Translated Dmitry. On the night of January 10th, SBU drones and a Neptune missile targeted an ammunition and reconnaissance drone storage facility near the village of Chalter in the Rostov region. At least 16 drones were reportedly shot down during the attack. So we've got a 16-second clip, and this one does have sound, so go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, something I noticed about this facility is, from what we're being told, is it was an ammunition and drone warehouse. But from this video, at least, we're not seeing any secondary explosions. So I'm not sure if maybe they had cleared this warehouse out. Who really knows? But again, Ukraine is claiming that these were all military purpose factories that were being hit last night again. So in the Rostov region, we know for sure in the village of Chalter that they're talking about here at Village. Reportedly, there was a brick plant, so I believe that's what was struck, and maybe inside this is where these drones and ammunition was being stored. Also from Melinda, Ingria Tech, Leningrad region, secondary detonation. Okay, so this is that other facility that produces acetone up near St. Petersburg in the Leningrad region. Go ahead and take a look at this, on fire as well.
Да.
All right, just a quick clip. We can see a secondary detonation or explosion over here, that massive fireball right there. Probably the acetone inside this facility starting to detonate, as acetone is highly flammable, okay? So moving on to another update from Anakomsa, an acetone production plant is on fire in Gachina, Leningrad region, okay? We've got a longer video to show you now, about a minute long, of this facility on fire. Take a look at this as well with sound.
Опа, что-то охуенно полетело. Напиши им, чтобы это поаккуратнее были лаваш здесь. Ебать тепло, пиздец. Как это вообще так нахуй? Ну, так. О, кстати, реально, давай на сугроб залезем.
All right, guys, another insane video of this Ingria Tech acetone production facility that went up in flames. And at some point here, you were able to see another secondary detonation. So lots of explosions over here ongoing at this facility. Okay, so we're going to move on to another update now. This is from War Translated Dmitry. Fire erupted earlier today at the Limpek industrial facility in Gachina, Leningrad region, producing acetones, and alcohols. The fire involved chemical products and storage tanks that periodically exploded, complicating efforts due to fire risk to nearby warehouses. So it looks like this could have been a warehouse nearby that may be caught on fire as well. You can see the emergency crews here trying to put out these flames and respond to this incident. Okay, so pretty crazy. Also from Igor Sushko, Russia-Ukrainian drones destroyed a military industrial plant plastifactor that manufactured various composite material products in the Rostov region, fiberglass, basalt fiber, etc. Okay, so this is the other facility, plastifactor in the Rostov region that was attacked, also reportedly being used for the Russian military. Take a look at this. All right, so massive attacks all over Russia again last night, guys. Just multiple regions being hit. So many factories being struck and destroyed. Again, supposedly being used for military purposes. Also from Maria Drutska. Good morning, nothing special. Just drones attacking the Rostov region overnight. Some factory in the village of Krim caught fire. So here's another video, a little bit longer, of the Plasfactor facility inside the Rostov region. Take a look at this as well.
Inci barıştıydı.
Okay, so towards the beginning of this video, you can see some flashes right here, which looks like secondary detonations at this facility as well. So I'm not sure if maybe ammunition or something was being stored inside of this place. But very crazy, guys. Lots and lots of attacks to report inside of Russia. Also, take a look at this from Maria Drutska again. Good morning. New of the hour. Factories burn quite well in the Leningrad region of the Russian swamps. Wishing everyone a great day. So take a look at these now. These are the photos coming out. I believe this is the Leningrad facility, the Ingria Tech acetone production facility that caught fire and burned down after it was attacked by drones. Here's another photo also. I mean, look at that, guys. Massive blaze, complete destruction of that facility. So if these were being used by Russia's military, they can't use them no more. And this is very big, okay? Ukraine knows where all these facilities are at, even if they're trying to disguise them as, you know, ordinary plants that are not being used for military purposes. Somehow Ukraine is able to get this information and intelligence to locate these facilities and still destroy them, even if they're trying to disguise them as a normal production plant, okay? Also from Military News UA, it was reported that another strike was carried out by the UAV tonight, which are drones, on the permanent deployment point of the 238th Artillery Brigade in Korenyovsk in Krasnodar territory, okay? So this is one of the command posts that were hit, okay? And we've already reported 3 just over the last week. It hasn't even been a full week yet. It's been 6 days since the very first report inside of the Kursk region of a command post being hit. So Ukraine is on a roll right now, just smashing command posts inside of Russia and also in the eastern portion of Ukraine that's occupied by Russia as well. So take a look at this, guys, 7 seconds long. All right, so we can see a massive fire here, also reportedly caused by drones. So yet again, another major strike on a command post for the Russian military, okay? This time the 238th Artillery Brigade. Now take a look at this as well. I don't have a video, unfortunately, for this, but this information was just starting to break earlier this morning, so maybe a video will come out on this later. But also from NOAA reports, today the armed forces of Ukraine delivered a precision strike on the command post of Russia's 3rd Army Corps in the occupied city of Svitlodarsk. That one's a little tough to say, in the Donetsk region. Okay, so this is an occupied territory in Ukraine, very close to Bakhmut. Okay, so Yeah, it looks like we had another major strike. So they're saying precision strike. So most likely, I'm thinking this is probably maybe ATACMS or some sort of missile. Maybe HIMARS could have been used to strike another facility. So if we get some video footage or more information on these command posts that are being hit, I will let you guys know at a later time. But this is probably five now, five command posts that we know of that are being targeted. Okay, so multiple deployment centers for the Russian military. Also from Sivetko 35, Ukrainians hit a supermarket in Donetsk with HIMARS MLRS. A supermarket in Donetsk came under attack from Ukrainian armed forces. At the moment, 4 people are known to be injured. Okay, so a little bit of background on this story here. First of all, the Russians are blaming Ukraine. I'll show you the reports here that we have in just a moment that this was a strike on civilian infrastructure. But from what we understand, Ukraine was attacking an underground storage facility over here. And there's a photo I can show you in a minute that shows a hole in the ground. And it looks like there's some sort of underground bunker here, or something was constructed underneath the flooring or the ground over here next to this supermarket. So we've got a video we can take a look at here. And then we've also got a couple photos. So let's start with this video real quick.
Начать экстренную запись.
All right, so it looks like these HIMARS missiles were landing on the backside of this supermarket. There was like one on the backside there, and then another one here towards the front of this building. So again, from what I understand, they were targeting some sort of underground storage facility. But the Russians are claiming this was nothing but an attack on civilians. Okay, so let me know what you think of that down below. But we've got some photos we can show you here. Major damage to the backside of this building, completely destroyed. Even this manhole cover got launched off of its hole there. Lots of damage to this car, completely destroyed. Also, damage to these buildings. All these windows were blown out. And here's another vehicle that was destroyed. Also, you can see all the shrapnel damage too from the HIMARS. Here's one more photo, okay? So if we look here, there was something underground, okay? So we can't really see if there's anything inside of here, but that was what was being reported from some other sources on X, that Ukraine was targeting an underground storage facility. But we did have also this report that came out on Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, and it says Russia blames Ukraine for deadly attack that hit supermarket in Donetsk, okay? You can see a picture here of major damage to the supermarket. And it just says right here, Russia accused Ukraine of conducting a deadly missile strike on a supermarket in the Moscow-controlled city of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine after a wave of Russian drones attacked several Ukrainian regions, including the capital, Kiev. The state RIA news agency said Russian investigators were looking into the attack early on January 10th, claiming a U.S.-supplied HIMARS missile hit the supermarket, killing 2 people. So I believe this number may have gone up to 3. I did see some reports saying 3 people, unfortunately, innocent people that were just shopping at the supermarket had lost their lives in this attack. So that's very unfortunate. But yeah, it looks like we did have a major strike over here. Just wanted to report both sides of the story on that for you. You guys can let me know what you think down below regarding that. So now, also that article was talking about strikes inside of Kiev. We did find a little bit of information for you guys. This is from the Ukrainian Review. Russian UAV hit the technical floor of a 16-story building in the Solomyansky district of Kiev. State Emergency Service reported fire and casualties were avoided. A car was damaged in the yard. Emergency structures from the roof and technical floor have been cleared. Okay, so we did have some damage to some high-rise buildings inside of Kiev just today. We can see the emergency crews coming over here, probably trying to rescue some people that were trapped. There's probably some rubble too, maybe people trapped under rubble, and these were reportedly due to drone attacks, okay, Shahed drones coming from the Russians last night. And I was not able to find how many drones went into Ukraine last night, but I think it was somewhere at least around 70 or more is being reported. So also from Max 24, Trump said he is already working on organizing a meeting with Putin. Okay, so I pulled this up because yesterday Donald Trump was holding a press conference. I think it was on Fox News. And a reporter asked him if he was going to be meeting with Putin soon, and apparently he's already organized a meeting or in the process of setting one up to meet with Putin potentially before he even gets into office. So I thought that was interesting. Looks like they're going to be discussing this war very soon, maybe even the coming days, okay? All right, also from Politico Europe, the EU is ready to take the lead on Ukraine if the US is no longer willing, said the bloc's top diplomat, Kaja Kallas. Okay, so yeah, this was reported by Kaja Kallas just yesterday. She was stating that that the EU is going to be ready to take the lead here. So if the US, maybe wants to pull support away from Ukraine, they're willing to step up and fill the void and continue support to Ukraine. So that was some big news coming out from the EU yesterday. All right, also from Bliskovka, at the 25th Ramstein meeting, Ukraine presented its military strategy for 2025. It is based on 4 key priorities: stabilization of the front line, strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities, strengthening the protection of the sky and sea lanes, and asymmetric response to the aggressor's attempts to gain an advantage through scale. So this was some of the key priorities of Ukraine right now that they presented to the Ramstein meeting in Germany. We talked a lot about the Ramstein meeting yesterday, and looks like this is what they're going to be focusing on, okay? Some of the key points here. So I want to share that with you. That was presented today at the Ramstein meeting. Also from Nexta, tanker carrying Russian oil adrift off German coast. The oil tanker Eventon has lost control and is drifting north of Rügen, if I'm pronouncing that right, island in the Baltic Sea. The vessel is carrying approximately 99,000 tons of crude oil. The tanker loaded its cargo at the Russian port of Ust-Luga and departed on January 6, bound for port set in Egypt. The 18-year-old Eventon is part of Russia's so-called shadow fleet used to circumvent Western sanctions imposed due to the war in Ukraine. The shadow fleet comprises over 100 tankers and cargo vessels, often in poor technical condition, operating under foreign flags in the Baltic Sea with anonymous owners. Okay, so this is a big report coming out today as well. Now, I did hear a report just a few days ago that the Eagle-S bulk carrier that's currently being held by the Finnish authorities for potentially damaging several underwater sea cables in the Gulf of Finland just about 2 weeks ago. That one was actually being held still in Finland right now, and the authorities did an inspection on that thing and found something like 6 or 12, somewhere between like 6 and 12 deficiencies that was going to be, forcing this ship to be unable to sail. Okay, they had so many issues with it that it's basically not safe to be sailed in any of the waters. So this is another report now that we're hearing another ship breaking down, part of Russia's shadow fleet, and this is a very big environmental risk with all these ships that are sailing all around the world. And if these things start breaking down or falling apart or whatever, and they start sinking, we could have major oil spills happening all over the place. And reportedly, many of these ships are 15 years or more older, and a lot of them are not maintained. So this is yet again another report and more evidence of Russia's shadow fleet that they're not maintaining these vessels, and this one even breaking down. All right, now another update from Max24. Scholz blocks new military aid package to Ukraine worth almost 3 billion euros, according to Der Spiegel. Ministry of Defense and Foreign Ministry plan to deliver this aid before the parliamentary elections on February 23rd, but Scholz vetoed it over voter concerns ahead of elections. The package includes 3 Iris-T batteries, Patriot systems, howitzers, and ammunition. Okay, this was going to be a very big aid package that's supposed to be going to Ukraine, and it's reportedly getting blocked by Olaf Scholz. Okay, so I'm sure that's going to make a lot of people very unhappy. This is going to be a major aid package, and I actually pulled this up for you guys here. This from Noah Reports. Germany to deliver a new weapons package to Ukraine in early 2025. 22 Leopard 1 tanks, 25 Marder infantry fighting vehicles, Iris-T air defense system, 16 howitzers, 2 Patriot launchers, 7 Gepard systems with 120,000 rounds of ammo, 3,500 Helsing armed drones, 6 Sea King helicopters, and 250,000 artillery shells. So I believe this is that same package that they're talking about, as this appears to be a very major package. If you notice here, even 2 Patriot launchers. So that's going to be really bad for Ukraine if that ends up being completely blocked and never sent to them. Here was the official report also, okay? It's in German, obviously, but yeah, it looks like this did get blocked reportedly from Olaf Scholz, okay? So very bad news from Ukraine. Now also from Kaja Kallas again, says here Russia started this war, so Russia must pay for it. Today, Ukraine will receive 3 billion euros from our G7 loan, which will be repaid with the proceeds from frozen Russian assets. This will support Ukraine's economy and free up Ukrainian money for defense. Okay, so another 3 billion in euros going to Ukraine from the G7 loan that was agreed on months back. This was announced today by Kaja Kallas. You can see here she's the EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Vice President of the European Commission. All right, so more money going over to Ukraine to back them up and once again being utilized through the proceeds of frozen Russian assets. All right, also from Max 24, Keir Starmer will travel to Ukraine in the coming weeks to discuss the possibility of deploying an international peacekeeping force there after the conflict with Russia has ended. This was according to Bloomberg today. Okay, that's a very big report. So, we could be hearing in the next probably 3 to 4 months that this war could be coming to an end. And it looks like the UK is preparing to deploy a contingent of forces over to Ukraine to help out with a demilitarized zone and protect it if that ends up being the case, which is most likely what will happen. But this was being announced today from Bloomberg, okay? So that'll be a major meeting coming up soon. Also from Anton Gerashenko, just thought you might like to know that the fire at the Engels oil depot still continues. 2 days after it was reportedly attacked by drones. The depot stored fuel for Russian military airfield nearby. Okay, so the Engels 2 air base that's very close to this oil depot. This is the Commandant Kristall oil depot that we reported just 2 days ago that was burning. Take a look at this, guys. It is still on fire, okay? By the time this fire is put out, I wouldn't be surprised if this whole facility is destroyed. We know at least for sure 4 of the oil tanks at this facility went up in smoke and were completely destroyed. We can actually see towards the end of this video, if you look closely, there was another fire over here. So still 2 fires at this facility. They have been unable to put the flames out over here. So pretty insane, guys. 2 days in a row now, still burning. Also from Max 24, over the past 24 hours, the Defense Forces destroyed 2 Russian Buk M3 SAM launchers and 1 air defense missile system in the south of Ukraine. All right, so we just reported over the last week, there was, I want to say, 3 to 5 air defense systems, 3 of them actually being destroyed in Kherson, in the Kherson region in Russian-occupied territory. And these were actually destroyed by Magura V5 naval drones that had FPV drones, aerial drones attached to the top of them that they were deploying off the coast near Kherson. And that's what they used to supposedly attack several air defense systems. And now looks like we had more being destroyed in south of Ukraine. So maybe they were being destroyed once again from FPV drones from Magura V5. I'm not really 100%, but just something that I wanted to throw in there. All right, finally, one last thing I want to share with you guys from the Kiev Independent. These are the indicative estimates of Russia's combat losses as of January 10th, according to the armed forces of Ukraine. All right, guys, final update. Says here Russia's losses as of January 10th, according to the Ukrainians, 1,830 troops, 32 AFVs, 86 vehicles and fuel tanks, 10 tanks, 24 artillery systems. If you notice here, 71 UAVs, so it looks like at least 70 drones were flying into Ukraine last night from Russia. 3 cruise missiles were also shot down. 3 anti-aircraft warfare. Could have been some of those systems that we were talking about earlier, as we heard that several were being destroyed in southern Ukraine, and also 3 special equipment. Okay, so lots more vehicles, equipment, weapons that are used from the Russians, and also troops being lost reported today from Ukraine. So tons and tons of news in today's video and so many attacks to report all across Russia. I'm sure we'll have more updates coming out today in regards to all these attacks, and I'll try to update you guys in a later video. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in today for this update, and if you did get something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell, that way YouTube can notify you. With that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.